And afterwards, we have dinner. And without fail, wherever we go, Buddy always says hello to the staff and asks the waiter his or her name. We sometimes go to the Dallas Country Club, where Buddy greets everyone, and they know him by name as well. They come up and say hi, and inevitably, some want to chat, maybe ask a question, seek some advice. It always happens, it never fails. It is so consistent and so very impressive. Buddy treats everyone as an equal. He connects with them one-to-one and makes them feel special. And I will tell you, he does the same thing with me, and I love him for it. It is my great privilege to present the Aberg Center Advocacy Award for 2015 to as good a friend as the Maroney family has ever had, Mr. George P. Macatee III.
This is so special, and as to properly symbolize what my relationship with Aberg has been, I'm about to tell you some true stories. And I'm at the age where I can't get caught in a lie by very many people. So I'm trying to say what I want to say. Anyway, this is true. This morning, early I saw a harvest moon up in the sky, and I was thinking about today, and I was thinking of what Peter Aberg said yesterday about, buddy, just have a good time. You're going to be surrounded by friends. You're not talking about getting a zoning change. And I said, you're right. So, and then Michael says, talk right into the mic. So I hope can you hear in the back? Okay. All right. Anyways, it was almost exactly 2 weeks ago, stunned by all those ads in the Dallas Morning News, as large as maps of Kansas if you turn them sideways. I called Peter Aberg and asked him how come I'd been chosen for this. I was serious. And Peter said it was because I was a proven connector. Okay? Well, it's probably true, because as Michael said in his introduction, I connected him with Aberg, and that seems to have worked out okay. He's rather special around this organization, even though he's hiding back there behind that fern or whatever it is. But the best connecting I ever did was with Shirley, who'd been my wife for 61 years, or maybe more. What do you think? We connected and created 5 wonderful children. How about that, folks? All of them are here today, as are many of our grandchildren. And on a serious note, I'm more proud of this family that Shirley and I have created than anything else in our lives. There's just nothing to compare to it. Which, for those of you who feel the same way about your family, you know as you go on pursuing the symbols of success, that what it all rests upon, and that's these relationships. When I became an Aberg volunteer teacher of 9 Hispanic ladies at St. Matthew's in 2010, our class met 2 hours a week. The first hour working on grammar, spelling, syntax, and vocabulary. The second hour, we read a simplified version of some British novel. This one we had with Charlotte Bronte's Jane Eyre, featuring the stern romantic Mr. Rochester. The ladies quickly warmed to the strong issues smoldering there, and we began to connect it as something more than just teacher and students. As English words found their way into the minds of these women in their homes, we crossed the mystical threshold which you've experienced in your families, of talking with each other rather than to each other. I was delighted when they began bringing homemade Mexican food to class. Wait, there's more. After several weeks, I asked them why they had blessed our class with such wonderful home cooking, and they said it was after I told them Shirley didn't cook. of Aberg students are women, and so many of them are mothers. The evidence is quite clear. When you empower the mother, you empower the family, and it is language that begins the journey. Language is a living force. Words woven together to both express one's thoughts and understand those of others. The more words a person knows, the more fertile and precise one's thinking is likely to be. Knowledge of things and their words go together. Imagine living in a country where you didn't understand the language. That's how it is for those who live here but are not proficient in English. It's a daily struggle to make the connections so many of us take for granted. Listen to this now. I'm convinced that the inspiration of the Aberg program goes beyond the students' need to read and write English. It must introduce a level of learning unanticipated but gradually realized. They begin to sense that they're into something larger. Graduates of Aberg should come away feeling like they can make a difference in the lives of their family and friends. They should acquire life skills needed to become fully engaged employees, parents, and community members. They should leave Aberg with a feeling aptly described by Zig Ziglar, with the words that apply to everyone, and that's everyone here, because this is, my experience has been that those of you who volunteer are rewarded beyond measure, beyond your imagination, as you begin to take a role in the lives of these people who look at you with some degree of awe and respect, and that is, you're doing this and not getting paid. That is disarming. That is not politic. That is bizarre. That is, when people are doing this because they want to. They want to help me. Over 10 billion people. No, listen. Excuse me. This is what Ziglar suggests, and he uses it in his talk with large audiences. But Zig died this year. A great loss. You are rare. You're special, unique, and important. You can make a difference in the lives of other people, and that's everyone here. Everyone. Over 10 billion people have walked the earth, but there is not, now, never has been, and never will be, another quite like you or me. Don't ever forget, for even a day, how special you are. I invite every person here today to support this important work, started 13 years ago by Chuck and Betsy, and continued today by Peter and Susan. Please connect with Aberg Executive Director Shannon Harrison, who you briefly met and maybe can detect what a brilliant and capable woman she is, and help build richer lives and stronger families and make Dallas a better community. Now, instead of thanking everyone here for this great recognition, below the Dallas News, you out here, I must tell you that without Michael Maroney, we would have had to skip this, or Shirley would have read it or something. Or one of the family members who were out of work or something would need to get up here and read this. But Michael and we'd gotten to be buddies, and he became close to me, and I to him. So I asked him if he'd be my editor, because I learned that in writing these little newsletters, that you need someone to come in from the outside and say, hey, you got two of the adverbs in there. Or if you eliminate the space between words, you take up less room. And you say, well, yeah, so goes the meaning. Anyway, Michael, without you, pal, we got nothing. So thank you, and And to each of you, I am the richest man in Babylon. Okay.